Greetings, Eric Bakker, the Naturopath, back on the job, talking about what I like to talk about, helping you fix these problems. Candida overgrowth, SIBO, IBS, inflammatory bowel disease, I don't care what it is. If you're still with me, I applaud you. Before we move on, I want you to pause and think. There are two types of patients I used to see. The patient that would come in once, I wouldn't see him again. The patient that would come in once and twice, be a little bit curious and keep coming back, and slowly they would get better and they would stay with me. Sometimes for 3 months, sometimes for 6 months, sometimes for 2 years. And eventually they fully recovered. Now I reckon you're category 2, because this is video 19 and you're still watching. And if this is the first video you've seen in the series, please go back to video 1 and have a look where it says start here. Start from the beginning. But I'm proud of you. You haven't just followed some Candida cleanse or some Candida diet. There's stacks of them. They're all over the internet. The Lite program was built after 39 years of seeing thousands of people just like you. What we're doing is we're rebuilding your function. There's a very big distinction here. Big difference. Let's have a quick look now at the full progression and the logical journey that you've been on now for the last several weeks. You can look at this sequence quite clearly now. In stage 1 remove, you stopped junk food, you stopped feeding chaos, and you created breathing room, some space in your gut for expansion. Right? Remember, a lot of people come into Candida or SIBO with one thing in mind, and that's kill, eliminate, wipe out. I've seen Candida elimination kits for sale. I mean, you can't eliminate Candida. All you can do is balance it. In stage 2, the replace stage, you rebuilt your digestive system. About getting your stomach and pancreas better, improving bile flow. You can't build good health with poor gut function. You improve the breakdown and absorption of nutrients critical for getting your health back. You calmed the system instead of forcing it. Now in the third stage in rebuild, you expanded your food variety. We talked about fibers, antimicrobial foods, fermented foods. You strengthened your gut microbiome. We talked about diversity, more bacteria, better bacteria. You also built resilience instead of fragility. Once you start rebuilding your gut, the small intestine membrane improves significantly. You become so much less reactive to food. And you also taught your gut how to self-regulate. Remember, when people start skipping all these steps and jumping all over the place, there's no clear direction, there's no goal, and there's usually a poor outcome. If you follow a proper sequence of steps, your gut relearns, your health improves, and everything falls into place. It's the structural changes internally that matter the most, not the surface changes. But Eric, maybe you're not telling me the truth. What if this doesn't hold long term? What if I'm going to slide back into my symptoms again? They persist because the gut is weak, because digestion is insufficient, because it's not working. Because we're not thinking about the mind and the body connection. We're foregoing stress. When you're stressed, you keep your gut highly reactive. Remember, diets are short-term and reactive. You don't want to go on some diet. A diet usually means 3 or 4 weeks and then you're back to what you were doing again. When you address lifestyle changes in diet without extremes, that's when things will really hold for you long term. Let's talk about what maintenance really means. Maintenance doesn't mean staying on a cleanse forever, staying on supplements permanently. You don't need to avoid foods permanently, and you don't need to be perfect either. What does maintenance mean, Eric? Tell me what maintenance means. Well, maintenance means these things. Eating in a way that your gut recognizes. Whenever things get messy, I always tell people to go back to the most basic stuff. Potatoes, broccoli, maybe a piece of chicken. Basic always works best. Second point, using supplements only when required or when needed. Don't just take supplements for the sake of taking them thinking it'll get better. Take them when you need them and when you feel that they're actually, your body's responding to these supplements. Trust your gut's recovery capacity. If the conditions are right, your gut will recover. So what are you trying to say to me? Well, I'm saying it's about choice. It's not about dependency. But let's talk about one of the most common traps I've seen. I've seen this so many times. Listen to this one. Biggest mistake I see at this point where you are now is people stop everything. They're feeling better. They're improving. They drop everything. Things need looking after. Your car does and your body does very much. Your progress isn't fragile. It needs a lot of respect. When the pressure gets laid on, are you going to buckle and break? Are you going to go back to chips? Are you going to go back to Diet Coke? These are important considerations for you to make. When stress increases, when travel increases, when relationship problems increase, when the mortgage goes up, when the gas prices go up, what are you going to do? In the next video, in video 20, we're going to talk about the whole Lite program in its entirety and how you can wrap all this thing up and keep feeling good for life. I really enjoyed putting this series together. I want to thank you so much for tuning in, and let's catch up with you in video 20, the final in the Lite series. Don't forget to like and sub. Thank you.